What is up, you beautiful people? I'm Saul, your favorite Persian redneck, real estate enthusiast, and car aficionado. Today, we are in the coveted Las Sendas Golf Course. This property behind me is 7130 East Saddleback Street, Unit 10, and you guys may know it as the Las Sendas Project. This home, I just want to get one thing clear straight off the bat. I say Unit 10, that's just a nomenclature that the HOA used when they were naming these properties, but it is in no way a condo or a townhome or anything of this sort. This is a full-fledged custom home sitting on the heart of the Las Sendas Golf Course. And when I say that, I mean that. You guys are gonna see when we go inside and we take you into the backyard that this property is in every way, shape, and form a golf course property. So without further ado, let's get you guys inside and take a peek at this home. All right, you beautiful people. So, welcome inside the Las Sendas Project. For those of you that have been following me for a while and you keep up with me on YouTube and Instagram, you might have noticed that we have had this property for quite a bit of time. And if you remember, in my initial video, when I first walked through the property and broke down what our plans were, this should have been a 4 to maybe 5 week, maybe a month and a half project. Well, here we are almost 6 months later. You know, life doesn't go the way that you plan always. You know, sometimes life throws curveballs and you kind of have to roll with the punches. But I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret as to what the hell happened. The kitchen is, in my opinion, the most difficult part about this property to get right. And the reason that I say that is because never in my life have I had to wait more than a month for appliances to arrive. And you might be asking yourself, Saul, what the hell happened? Appliances? How does that take that long? Well, it's this magical thing called the supply chain and its evil counterpart, the pandemic, COVID. When those two things mix together, bad things happen. And in our case, we ended up hitting a 5.5-month delay on appliances. We had half of them come in and then the rest keep getting delayed and delayed and delayed. But you know, now that everything is finished, it feels really good to stand here and show off how all of this looks. Now, one of the reasons why all of the stuff that you see in the kitchen is incredibly unique is because these appliances are not regular appliances. They're actually what I would consider a smart appliance. So they're all controllable via your phone. I forget if it's Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, but you can control the temperatures, you can control the microwave, the oven, the stovetop, everything from the comfort of your cell phone. You can chill out in your car, you can sit in the family room, whatever it is. You know, I just think that's a really neat touch that a lot of homes don't have, and I found it to be something that, in my opinion, is very necessary for a home of this caliber. Now, outside of the appliances, what have we done to this home? Well, I'll let you know. First off, the countertops. The entire property has all new granite countertops going all the way around. That is not only the kitchen, that also includes all of the bathrooms, everything, and I mean everything. And on top of that, when you do the countertops, you might as well do the sinks. So, kitchen, all new stainless steel sinks. We have the main sink, we have the prep sink. We obviously have new fixtures, new faucets, new shower heads, all of it. Even in the bathrooms as well, we even have brand new sinks there because we figured, you know, a house that's this nice, it's really a shame not to go all out and really make a big deal about every little design idea. And then outside of that, I'm gonna tell you what else we did. We ended up doing a backsplash for the entire kitchen. We went with a white subway tile with a white grout. And the reason that we did that is because we wanted to keep this clean and simple. We wanted this home to appeal to the masses. Because if you guys remember the original video, when we did that, this home was very Southwestern, or I guess what many people would consider a Santa Fe style. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only problem is when you are doing a project and you want to be able to bring in the most amount of people possible, you want something that's going to appeal to the most amount of people possible. And in my opinion, the best way for us to do that with this property was to remove some of those stylized touches. Now, it is not only the kitchen that we did for this property. As you probably noticed when we walked in, even the family room looks a little bit different. We have deleted all of the carpet, for the entire home. It's not even in the bedrooms anymore. It's all been replaced with this beautiful hardwood floor. And it's kind of a shame because after this video, I will not let anyone step foot on these floors without these little magical things, the booties. And the reason that I say that is because with such a high quality and beautiful hardwood floor, I don't want people running around mucking it up with the dust on their shoes because I want to preserve it for the next owners. With the floor this beautiful, it's a shame for it to get beat up unless someone is actually using it that's the homeowner. So after this, you're never going to see anyone walk on here with shoes that don't have booties on. But enough about the floor, about the beautiful mahogany floor. Let's get to this. If you guys remember, this whole thing was some sort of crazy, almost staircase idea with, you know, a recessed area to put in a big box screen TV. Because after all, this home was built in 2006. And back then, if any of you guys are young enough to remember, we had those huge square TVs. Now everything's a plasma TV, so you're not going to be able to fit it in there. We have those big 72-inchers, and it just wouldn't make sense. So what did we do? We deleted it. And you know, that kind of goes back to trying to remove that Santa Fe touch on the inside of the home to appeal to the masses. Outside of that, you can see we also put baseboards around all of the flooring because I felt that that was the best way to tie it in. Because, you know, if you have it just abruptly stop or you do like a little trim piece around the edge, I think that kind of looks like you're cutting corners. And on a home that's this nice, it's really a shame to do that. So that is, oh, actually that is not it. I was about to cut it off right there. But over here, if you remember, this little dining room space used to be closed off. This used to be all covered up. And one of the things that I really wanted my contractors to do was knock this out fully. We didn't end up doing that, and we compromised and just did a nice little window area. And the reason that we did that is because, one, I wanted to get more natural light flowing from the outside and bring it into here, but also I wanted to open up the floor plan. Now, the reason that we couldn't actually knock this out is because then we would have to deal with major flooring issues. We would have to find tile that matches, and it would look kind of wonky, right? So this was the compromise. Outside of that, you know, there are a couple of other little things that we did. We obviously did a ceiling fan delete in the kitchen. There were originally 2 ceiling fans in here, but we switched that to just 1 ceiling fan in the center of what I would consider kind of like a great room style. And the reason we did that, 2 ceiling fans looks wonky. So a big, either 72-inch or 84-inch, it escapes my mind how big that fan is, but it's one of those two, just a big fan, really ties in the rooms together. On top of that, we have this really awesome, what I would consider almost like a step built into the ceiling here. It adds another layer of design, and it makes the rooms feel so much bigger, because when you look at the ceiling for this property, you have these steps that are building up, and then you have lights that are built into those steps, and it creates an awesome shadow, and it almost makes it feel like a coliseum. Now, let's go and check out the bedrooms, the bathrooms, and all of that. So one of the things that you guys are going to notice right off the back is, just like how I mentioned before, all of the carpet has been deleted. We have the same hardwood going throughout the entire home. That is the same that's in the family room and the same in the bedrooms, and we have the same borders going around the floors. Outside of that, we also have new ceiling fans going in all of the bedrooms, and they're actually all brand spanking new and what I consider to be very sleek and gorgeous. But again, that's just my opinion. Outside of that, there are a couple of other selling points about this property, excluding the fact that it's a golf course house. And I'm probably going to mention that a couple of more times in this video, and I know I've already mentioned it once. But outside of the fact that it's a golf course property, the other selling points of this house are the fact that every single bedroom in this home, not only the master, has a walk-in closet. And on top of that, let's be real, right? Who buys the home? The owners buy the home, right? Not the kids, not the people that are going to be in the spare bedrooms. So what does that mean? Well, that means that the master bathroom has to be, or I can't really think of another way to say, absolutely perfect in every way, shape, and form. So when you guys take a look at it, you're going to notice that when you walk in, you have that recessed ceiling in there, just like the other areas of the house. So you have that Coliseum vibe going, but you also have a absolutely beautiful tub, You have a huge, and I mean huge, walk-in shower with glass going from the floor to almost the ceiling. You have some awesome tile work going on. And just like the kitchen and the other bathrooms throughout the home, you have the new countertops, you have the new faucets, the new sinks, everything. And then outside of the master, you obviously have a little walkway to jump into the backyard because, again, king of the castle, you know, you're the master. You also have in one of the spare bedrooms, and again, this is just a little quirk about this house that I'm absolutely obsessed with, it has a little hidden compartment under the windowsill. Now, I know the vast majority of people are not going to care about that in any way, shape, or form, but for someone like me who enjoys the little details about houses and really likes to geek out, it's something that I absolutely love. Now, before I forget to mention this, when we painted all of the walls of this home, by the way, we ended up going with a weathered white, but excluding that, we ended up having to switch out all of the switches for the entire property. I think it was close to 150 to possibly 175 electrical switches and outlets in order to modernize this property and get rid of the yellow, almost yellow tint that was on the old ones. Because back then, in 2006, that was the style. In 2022, not so much. And from there, I guess the best place to cut to is gonna be to jump into the backyard. So let's go ahead and work our way out there. There are a couple of things that I wanna mention about it because I'm gonna be honest, I've gotten a lot of questions about what's the situation, Saul? What's going on back there? And I'll let you guys in on the secret once we pop into the backyard. All right, you guys, so welcome to the backyard of the Las Sendas Project. This home is absolutely spectacular in every way. And in my opinion, the selling point for this property is going to be the backyard and the fact that it backs to the golf course. So at the point of recording this video, there are currently 3 custom homes available in the entire subdivision. Out of those 3 custom homes, they're listed upwards of $2 to $3 million. We are going to be listing this property at a hair under 1.2, 1.195 million to be exact. And out of the other custom homes that are currently available, we are going to be the only one that is on the golf course. I mean, if this isn't a banger of a deal, I don't know what is. Because let's be real, right? You have to go up to that $2 to $3 million price point if you want a custom home here, and you're not even gonna get a golf course. Here, you're staying under that 2 range, and you get all of the beautiful things that makes Las Sendas Las Sendas. This home is going to be the perfect home for someone who's an avid golfer or maybe a retiree, someone that wants to raise their grandchildren at a property that they can wake up at every single day and have them play in the grass back there. Because I'm sure you guys are gonna see very soon, this house has some of the most immaculate grass because Las Sendas knows what they're doing. They don't play around when it comes to grass. All right, so now we're on what I would consider the second biggest quirk about the house, and that's the balcony. It's amazing. A lot of the neighbors, if you guys take a peek around, they don't have this rooftop balcony, and I think it's something that is really unique to this home. But that's not the only thing that's unique to this home. If you look behind me, the one thing that's on everybody's mind, Saul, what is going on with the backyard? Why is there no fence, Saul? Well, here's the thing, right? We ended up talking with the HOA, we spoke with the amazing people that work for Las Sendas, and here's where we kind of stand. We had 2 options, right? We could put up a fence, right? Go through all of the little hoops that the HOA is gonna make us jump through, or we could not, and we could leave that up to the next owner. And I'm gonna tell you why we decided not to deal with the HOA. So if you look at a lot of the neighbors' properties, they all have fences in the backyard, but here's the thing. They don't have a gate allowing them to access the golf course. By not putting the gate up in the back of the property or by not putting the fence up in the back of the property, it leaves the new owner the ability to have basically unsupervised access to the golf course 24/7, 365 days a year if they so choose to. But if they're one of those people that wants their privacy, they have fur babies, they have kids, and they want to put up a wall, you know, they have that option. They can throw that wall up. The only thing that I'm going to tell you right now, if that is something you want to do, you're going to need to reach out to the HOA and basically have a talk with them because they're very understanding people. And I know that sounds a little bit weird to say because normally HOAs are filled with Karens, but this is not the case. So if you want to throw up a gate, call them. Basically explain what you want to do, and they're going to walk you through the steps of what you would need to do in order to do that. You need to pull some permits, and then you need to coordinate with their architectural committee. But from what they told me, they would have no objections because all of the neighbors have gates, or I should say fences. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for checking out 7130 East Saddleback Street, Unit 10, or as I like to call it, the Las Sendas Project, a 4-bed, 3.5 bath property that's 3,414 square feet, and again, in one of the most coveted neighborhoods in all of Mesa. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to learn about this house, you want to come out and see it, just shoot me a text or DM me on Instagram directly at Saul_Rahimian. I'll put a link in the comments or a link in the description if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, it's a beautiful day, and we'll get to it.